Awez, and today we're reacting to My 20s Ruined My Life. People are realizing that they were lied to by Thai Buggy Podcast. And this is literally the sixth attempt at making this video. Why? Because I've been trying to change my location, and every single time I change my location, something bad just happens. It's either the Wi-Fi is bad or the cats are making noise. But I think now I've finally found the right spot. So without further ado, this is our new home for a while. It could be a while, could be a year or a month, depending on when I can get 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe please. Further ado, comment, like, subscribe. Let's done.
And I wasted my life. No house, no savings, no career that I'm proud of.
One of my favorite quotes is that old fools used to be young fools. And I love that quote so much because it exposes the cycle of life that most people are blind to. Don't even realize that they're in the same cycle. You hear things like, oh, you're young, you have time. Oh, you're young, don't take life too serious. And then the old fool always regrets him not taking life too serious because he was just young. I want y'all to check out this video of this man that realized he wasted all of his time having fun because he was young, and now he has nothing to show for it. And then at the end of the video, I want to break this whole thing down to y'all and how I feel like y'all should be living to avoid being a guy like.
I'll be honest with you though, to keep it a stack, I'd prefer to be the young fool, right? Because like society, hey, you see words, man. Like societal expectations of people when it's like, okay, when you're young, you're supposed to be dumb. Like you just said, you're supposed to be dumb, you're supposed to not mind. But once you're old, bro, and you're still a fool, people start looking at you different. Being young is cool. No one really takes that much offense when you do stupid things. But when you're older, bro, it's like it's a different expectation. It's like, thank Lord, I'm still a young fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm still quite young. I'm not going to say my age because you won't believe it. But yeah, I'm still quite young. So yeah, man, let's go on with this video, man. I ain't trying to pause a lot.
And shout out to this guy for being so vulnerable. I just want to say that ahead of time.
I'm 40 and I wasted my life. I've got nothing to show for it. No house, no savings, no career that I'm proud of. I'm pouring everything that I have into this channel because I've got nothing else. And if you're in your 20s or even your early 30s and you think you've got time, I'm telling you right now, you don't. I wish I had someone in my life when I was younger, someone who actually cared enough about me and was smart enough to show me how life really worked, how women really operated, and what I actually needed to focus on. I didn't have that. I was getting all of my ideas about love and success and women from movies.
And honestly, this is exactly why I make my content. I know I do a lot of entertaining content, but I try to be really informative with my videos because I understand that there's a lot of young dudes out there that don't have like a big brother, may not have a granddad to give them wisdom or even their actual dad. Now, I mean, that's why I have so much passion in my content because I want to be that person for somebody that doesn't have nobody to talk to. Now, I mean, if that makes sense.
Idiots my own age who didn't know anything at all. So there was no sense of urgency, no perspective, just vibes and dumb plans and this fantasy that everything would somehow work itself out. And it didn't. In my 20s, I thought I was, super deep and cool. And, because I had tattoos and, I knew some obscure bands and played drums. And I thought being different was a personality. I wasn't building anything real. I was just chasing sex and novelty, hooking up with women because I was addicted to the high, not the connection, just the rush. I spent more time crushing on church girls who didn't like me and hanging out at coffee shops and smoking cigarettes, drinking lattes and, going to hardcore shows. I did more of that than I did doing anything that would help me long term. I mean, at 23, I was playing ding dong ditch with my friends Like I was 13 again, thinking it was hilarious, which it was. But fun times. But I wasted so many hours just trying to get, validation from people who didn't care if I lived or died.
But don't you hear this? Like, don't you hear this a lot though? When people are talking about like the 20s or anything like that, they be like, "Yo, dog, I wasted so much time. I should have just like pushed what I was pushing instead of chasing skirts. I should have just was chasing my passion, chasing my goals." And that's one of my regrets, bro. That's a common thing what he's talking about, bro. Even that whole thing, like I wish I stayed in contact with a few of my friends, a few of my people. Yeah, that's I'm not gonna pause it up because I think I've watched some of this, so I'm
End
not
of the
gonna
day,
pause it up.
I thought my life was meaningful because it looked cool in photos, looked cool on MySpace. But, all I was doing was burning through the most valuable years of my life. The years where I had the most energy, the most flexibility, and the most time to build something meaningful.
Let me pause him right there. I want y'all to picture this in your head, okay? And I'm going to get to all of this after he gets done talking. I'm going to break it all down. But I have
Sorry,
to
Mr. Ty.
say this
Hold
while
up,
I'm
hold up,
thinking.
hold up. I'm sorry, Mr. Ty, for disturbing you, but I gotta state that look at us. Is it this? I think it's the camera's this way. Or is it this way? Yeah. Either way, look at us. Right? A reaction in a reaction. A reaction in a reaction, baby. Oh Lord. Okay, I just need to say that. I said it in the first tries, but like I need to really, you know what I'm saying? It's an accomplishment for me, guys. This is really an accomplishment. I really wanted to do this for a long time.
About it. Matt, people say that, oh, you're early 20s, oh, you're young, make the mistakes and all these things, right? Imagine if LeBron James seen life like that. Imagine if some of the Denzel Washington seen life like that. The greatest people in history, imagine if they seen their early 20s, it was like, imagine that. Would they be as great? No,
Fuck
they
no.
did something that everybody else wasn't doing. So now they're living great for the rest of their life because when everybody else was just playing, they was taking stuff serious. Just pay attention to that. Like he just said a key factor right there. Know what I mean?
My life. The years where I had the most energy, the most flexibility, and the most time to build something meaningful.
Yep.
Nobody told me I was wasting it. Nobody. And
look at Mike Tyson, and this is the last time I pause it. Look at Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. When you seen Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul, what did you peep? Mike Tyson don't look like Mike Tyson no more. You know what I mean? His great days is like his best physical days are behind him physically. So imagine if he just played with that time. Those young 20s. Imagine that.
You need to work out then if this is
Those
the case.
days, once you get older, you start to realize, damn, my best physical days were in my 20s. You know what I mean? Was my early days in my adulthood. For the rest of my life, I'm trying to maintain health, Yes,
sir.
But, okay, let's keep going.
and when the world sees you drifting, it doesn't intervene. It just keeps feeding you distraction after distraction, lie after lie, while profiting off of your blindness and ignorance. And then fast forward into my late 20s, then I got into a relationship that wrecked my life. She got pregnant and everything changed. And I love my son. I would never undo that. But that relationship, it was a disaster. I did not know how to choose wisely at all. I confused chaos and passion and intensity with love because no one ever taught me the difference. I thought it was normal for things to be dramatic and unpredictable. I thought that meant we were meant to be or something. I don't know.
I feel you.
But instead, I don't know what was going on, but instead I ended up in family court fighting for time with my own son, treated like an intruder and a criminal for wanting to be a father.
Damn.
And then in my 30s,
That's the story of a lot of men.
My 30s weren't the best years of my life. You hear that a lot. Your 30s will be the best years of your life. 30s and 40s. 30s were a nightmare. I was broke. I was depressed. I was isolated, missing my son constantly, and dealing with games and lies and schemes my ex would pull to destroy the bond between me and my son. I wasn't just dealing with grief. I was dealing with a system that didn't care if I disappeared. And yeah, a few times in the midst of all that, tried to date again. I finally started to see what I'd been blind to in my 20s. I was no longer that 27-year-old stuck in a 500 days of summer mindset, falling for manic pixie dream girls, just because they liked the shins too. Now I saw the red flags clearly. Girls with baby rabies, daddy issues, manipulation, all of it. I could spot it instantly. I was like a bloodhound for that kind of thing. It's easy to detect now. That's the part that stings the most. Now I'm 40. I hate my job. But it's not just that. I'm disillusioned by the world. Once you see how everything really works, how broken it all is, you cannot.
See, and this right here, this stage that he's about to introduce to y'all is the realization. And I feel like the realization that he's about to have, or that he's having now at 40, the earlier you have this realization, the more you have ahead from the finish line or from the start line, because a lot of people, they wait way too long to have this realization, in my opinion at least, to have this realization that he's about to describe. And it's just the realization of how things actually work. He explained all of the fun and everything that he was enjoying, in his young days. But peep the realization that he's about
But it's not just that. I'm disillusioned by the world. Once you see how everything really works, how broken it all is, you cannot unsee it. Everything feels fake. The economy is a scam. Inflation is gutting families. People are more isolated than ever before. No one's honest. No one's fulfilled. And there's a deep apathy baked into everything now. That's why I'm here. This isn't a content hobby for me. This is me refusing to stay silent. This is me using what I have left to build something real, because the clock is ticking. And also, if I die before I can,
knock on wood, but if this man dies to next week, bro, God forbid, knock on wood, like I just did. Honestly speaking, dog, it will be a crazy. How can I say? It will be a crazy video. The video will probably blow up, like Nietzsche and all them. Because these type of videos are the videos where people they're almost there, bro. They're almost there. And whether that's by their intention or not, yeah, bro, it's like they're calling for it to come to them. Right?
tell my son any of this before he can know. I mean, he's almost 11, but I want my son to know that his dad didn't just give up, that I fought very hard.
This page is Dad Mode in Dark Mode. All right, go ahead and go give him a subscribe. Check out his content. I really enjoyed his realness and just how authentic that video was, because a lot of people get up on these cameras, they get a mic in front of them and they think they gotta sell somebody a dream so they can eventually sell them a course. And I'm gonna just be real with anybody that's watching me that you possibly want to do some content. Those days of selling a dream, people are tired of hearing that and then getting sold a course. Authenticity wins. Relatability wins. Okay, and I feel like that's why me and my audience, we resonate so much. Why we feel like we brothers, why we feel like we sisters. Cause let me keep it real on the mic, you know what I mean? So I really appreciate how real that video was. Yeah. So first thing I want to say is 40 years old is not old by any means. But in a lot of people's eyes, by 40, they want to have things figured out. That's the way you kind of picture yourself.
Damn. It's not old. It's not old. It's not old. Not old. But damn.
Don't get me wrong, I do believe that young men should be able to have fun and enjoy those young years. Therefore, when you're married and you have a family, you're not out here trying to live out your younger days while you have real life responsibilities. But a balance is key. From the age of 18 to 29, those years are so pivotal. But I hear a lot of people say, it's okay.
Hold on. Time management is key. Like a friend of mine always says, brother of mine always says that there's a time for everything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a time for everything. You gotta have a time for your friends, you gotta have time for your family, you gotta have time for your work, you gotta have time for your lady. You gotta have time for everything. You can't just try to push them together or just erase one, because that's when your life is gonna be crazy. And despite and amount of gold, and you know how gold that is. And the thing is, he's younger than me, bro. This man is in his teenagehood, bro. Teenager. Now he's no more in his teenagehood. But you know what I'm saying? When he said it to me, bro, I was like, yo, okay, cool. I got you, bro. And I think maybe that's the type of friendship you should have. You shouldn't really think about age, bro. Which, I mean, it's not really a crazy age. It's like 1 year difference. But if somebody was 13 said that to me, I would take them, I mean, slightly serious. I'll take their word for it. I'll be like, okay, cool, I hear you. Let me see if this works. I think that's what some people should be doing, guys. You should actually be learning things from everybody. Ooh, I need to put that on charge. I need to put this in charge. But that's cool. Carry on with the video.
You're young. You have the rest of your life to figure it out. So we take that as, I'll figure it out later. But I'm going to have fun right now. Especially going from kid to now an adult. Light bulb doesn't switch in your head that...
Whoa, come on. What's going on now? Is it maybe they're charging? Let's see. If it's the charging, I might just take out the charger, guys.
Fun has to still be with a balance. So guys make decisions like, oh, I can sleep with as many girls as I want to now. Running up credit cards just to keep up an image on Instagram, or just to make a girl happy, or just to make people feel like you got more money than you actually do.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, bro. It's the charging. I might need to just charge this phone properly before I do the next video. But this video, we want to finish it now. So let's carry on.
Eat, smoke, drink, just letting your body go because you feel like, oh, I'll look good forever and still be able to put whatever I want in my body. And when you're young, it all feels like a game. It feels like, I'll live forever. You are free to do as you please. But everything I just named has a potential to have long-lasting consequences that you can suffer from for the rest of your life. That picture of yourself that you have when you're 40 slowly but surely gets smaller and smaller because of all the decisions that you're making in your early 20s, because you believe you just got so much time to fix stuff. So let's map out what those consequences can look like. Let's just say you sleep with 30 girls and one of them has an STD that you can't get rid of. That is something that you now have to keep for the rest of your life and explain to every partner you sleep with, along with the wife that you told yourself you one day want to have. Not only that, let's just say out of those 10 girls, you get one of them pregnant, and maybe that's a girl you really don't know. That is 18 years that you have to talk to that mom. And when you're a father and you're not with the mom, you will quickly realize that the mom has most of the leverage in those baby daddy, baby mama relationships. So that's 18 years. Let's just say you get her pregnant at 20. The consequence of that action won't be done until you're 38. And I'm not talking about the child. I'm talking about dealing with a woman that maybe you don't like or you don't know. All because you wanted to have fun in your early 20s. There's a difference between fun and being reckless. So that's no longer just a young man's problem. You could just fix later.
What is fun?
No, that's
then?
18 years. And then you have the guys that run up their credit cards. They get cars that's too expensive. The car gets repossessed, or maybe you get an apartment and you get evicted from the apartment. You know that one late payment on just a credit card stays on your record for 7 years. It is a lot easier to ruin your credit than it is to fix your credit. Fixing your credit can take years. And in the midst of those years, you're not getting approved for houses. You're not getting approved for apartments. You're not getting approved for cars. So this is all slowing you down because you thought in your early 20s, you could just just BS and fix it later. I know so many people right now in their 40s, their 50s, their 30s, they're still paying off credit card debt as if that is a bill from their early days of not understanding how credit works. But once again, that's not just I'm young and dumb problem. That's something that will last a very long time if you don't get a grip on it, messing up how your actual future will look when you're done having fun. I want y'all to remember this. If you have good credit, you don't need a lot of cash. So protect your credit like you protect your children. If one of your family members that's irresponsible asks you to co-sign on something, don't do it. My credit is off limits. If I have money to give you for whatever you got going on, I'll give it to you before I put you on my credit. Because I am not going to let nobody mess up my credit. Because more than likely, if you're coming to me for me to co-sign on something for you, you're not good with credit. So why would I trust you with my credit? Unless it's your kids or your wife. The only reason why I say those two people is because I know if they fall short, I can cover the payment. That's the only way. But if you have a lot of cash and you have good credit, you have the potential to make millions with the right mindset. And most adults, they don't get the right mindset until they hit a bigger age. But by then, they have to pay for things that they did when they were young. So now you got the right mindset, but all of your finances has to go to all of your mistakes when you was young. Then the most popular one. You get out of high school, it's no more mama's cooking, no more of daddy packing you lunch. So you're eating out all the time. Slowly but surely, you realize, wait a minute, I'm gaining weight. So now you're not as attractive. And by the time you look up and you say, all right, you know what? I'm going to start taking care of my body now. I'm going to start making better decisions with the food that I put in my body. Let me work out. That's an extreme struggle for most people because now you have to go against your normalcy, your habits. And the older you get, if you know anything about somebody that's a little bit up there in age, they are stuck in their ways. It is very hard to change your ways when you've been doing it for 10 years. So now your fitness is a struggle. And because you're not as attractive as you used to be, the attention that you're getting now isn't the attention that you're used to. So now you hate dating. Then let me get to your favorite thing. Those early years, once you get out of high school and you're entering your 20s and you're really figuring out how the world works, it's very...
Oh, guys, it's lagging real bad, but damn, he's breaking it down. I'm supposed to be ending the video right now. I really am supposed to be doing that. So let's give him a few more minutes and then I can end this video and fix the problem that I'm having with this phone right now. So, yeah, let's carry on.
Because it's a lot of stuff you didn't know in the beginning. So what a lot of these young people do, instead of kind of facing those feelings of overwhelming thoughts, they smoke, they drink, they party. And what does that turn into? All your comfort is now behind a blunt. That you feel like you cannot go through your day without smoking. That is the craziest thing to me. And then when you ask these people, you don't think that's an addiction? They will say no. But if I told you that I couldn't go a day without doing meth, wouldn't you say I was addicted? But I know there's somebody that's going to argue with me about that point. Addiction is addiction. Back to it. So now you have, now you're 30 to 40 with unchecked trauma and anxiety because you've been hiding it behind a blunt. So you look up and you look in the mirror and you say, yo, what happened to me? Why don't I feel the life how I once had when I was younger? Why do I feel so sluggish? Why is it so hard for me to get out of the bed? Why is it so hard for me to get things done? Because instead of facing problems as problems happen, you were just masking it behind being high for 3 hours. So I tell you guys all of this because we hear the saying all the time, you're young, make the mistakes, it's fine, just have fun. We hear this all the time. You want to know something else that happens all the time that we don't talk about, but this can actually align together? Why is there always credit card companies on college campuses? Because they understand that you don't actually understand how credit works. So you'll sign up. If I tell you I'll give you $500 on this card and all you got to do is just get approved. And of course you're going to get approved because you're a kid. You don't have nothing on your credit. They just want to lock you in with their business. The world tells you it's okay to be ignorant. And then they prey on your ignorance. See, just because things are normal for other people does not mean it has to be normal for me. It is a saying that I walk with everywhere I go. At the top of the mountain, there's only the 1%. You always hear people talk about the 1%, how we want to be at the 1%. The richest people in the world are the 1%.
Yes, sir.
The people that were strong enough to join the military is only 1% of Americans. The 99% of people is following what they were taught, is following what the normal thing is to do. So do I want to be a part of the 99% because I can relate to the people around me? Or do I want to be at the 1% at the top of the mountain where it's not a lot of space? I'm going to say it for y'all one more time. At the top of the mountain, it's the 1%. And the 99% is following what they believe to be normal. So y'all know I don't like to give y'all problems without giving y'all a fix. This is what I wish I would have been doing when I was 19. Number 1.
Hold up. It's lagging. It's lagging. It's lagging. Right? I wish I had chat right now. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had chat so I could just ask y'all, do y'all want to finish this video? But, to be honest with you guys, this might be fire lessons. I don't have time for it though. Okay, you know what, guys? Please watch the rest of the video. Ty Boogie. It's one of his recent ones. My 20s ended. Please go watch it, especially where we just left off. And if you want to rewatch the whole thing, rewatch the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? More money to Mr. Ty over here, bro. More money to him. So yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching the rest of the video. Thank you for chilling with your Owen. Comment, like, subscribe, and until next time, I've been the Lost Owen. We out.